Alright, there we go. Now it should be working good. Think so. See if this works. Maybe it's going to. Maybe. Close that. Alright, nobody's here yet. Hey, welcome James the Trader. We're discussing the new Jurassic Evolution 3 news. It's so exciting. And, yeah, I'm just going to kind of wait for a few people to get here before we really start discussing. I'll go ahead and start playing the trailer. We're going to be going through this a lot. We only have like an hour to stream. Can someone in the chat confirm that the audio balance is okay between my voice and the trailer?
Now it is up to us to nurture what we have set free, to find hope within this chaos. Well, to help life.
I don't know how loud my voice is. Hey, we got some people in the live chat now. Well, not in the chat, but we got some people watching the stream. So after I let this play through, we can go ahead and start discussing. Okay, the audio balance is good. Hey, welcome, Hunter. Alright, guys, so I kind of wish I made this video yesterday because you should have seen how excited I was for this. This is an amazing moment. I am so hyped for this game. I've already pre-ordered it on Deluxe Edition on Steam. And I'm sure everyone in the community has already seen the news, but I just thought I would go through the trailer. The website is up, the Steam listings, and just kind of discuss the games and different stuff that I think is going to happen with the game. And it's amazing. Frontier really is the best. Obviously, there's been some complaints with the game, and I have like a couple minor concerns too. But to be honest, the amount of work they put into this is insane. And anything that people see are missing, that's really a factor of time. The amount of sheer work that they have done to make this so much better than the last iteration. Just think of how much Evolution 1 changed from launch to its release, and then how much it changed from its completion to Evolution 2's launch, and then to completion. Just think how much that changed, and looking at this makes me so excited for the future of this game. Hopefully we get a long development cycle, and I think that's fairly likely. So, yeah, there's a whole lot to discuss. I don't really know where to start. I kind of want to wait for some people to get here, but I think we can just go ahead and start breaking down the trailer. I'm going to turn it down a little bit, because it is kind of loud for me. Alright, so we start with the shot. Actually, the trailer leaked yesterday before it was actually revealed at Summer Games Show, and I had heard someone on Discord mention the game. Trailer was out, and I was thinking, well, no, it isn't. So I looked it up, and I saw the thumbnail for this, and it looked like an AI fake thumbnail, and so I didn't even watch the video. And so I was like, oh, I guess the trailer's not out, I'll just wait for this afternoon. And then apparently that was the real trailer. And it's awesome. So we get this opening shot with the Paras and the Brachiosaurus. Graphically, it doesn't look that much better than Evolution 2, but if we go over to Steam and we go to the game Jurassic Evolution 3, and we scroll down, not there. Store page, here we go. Hang on. Pause. Okay. Here we can see, oh, it's playing in two places. Here we can see that the requirements, so one is 25 gigabytes. The previous game was only 14, and the previous game before that was only 7. And we can also see we need 16 gigs of RAM as opposed to 8. And also, the graphics card recommended, the minimum is 1060, and the recommended is 2070. And if we go to Evolution 2 to compare, we can see it requires 8 gigs of RAM, 14 gigs of space, and it requires a 1050 and recommended 1070. So the graphics have been improved. And, you know, there are some graphical issues with Evolution 2 that I don't see here. We'll go through the Steam page later, but I want to dissect the trailer first. Dewey 3 for Switch 2. It's not listed as being on Switch 2, and I don't find that particularly likely. It is quite a difficult game to process, but the Switch is surprisingly powerful, so maybe we'll see it later. So, anyway, this first shot, it looks pretty good, very Jurassic Evolution 2. We can see a mixture of these tropical trees and these more biosyn taiga trees. I'm assuming this is just to tell us that we can place multiple tree biomes on one map, but this could be a new kind of mixed biome. As far as maps, I think we're going to have quite a lot. I'm hoping we at least still get 3 tropical maps, that being New Blarsorna and the new island, St. Hubert, I think that's what it's going to be called. So yeah, we see the parasaurs, basic Jurassic World design. They're running on 2 legs. Not much we can tell about their behavior, or the Brachiosaurus. It's just the Jurassic Park skin. So next we get the shot of the Mosa. The Mosa looks effectively identical to the Jurassic World Evolution 2 variant with the base skin. And then we can see the 2 baby Mosas. Now, personally, I love the baby dinosaurs. They're amazing. They're gonna really bring this game together, and I'm excited for them. They look really good. I love the behaviors, and I understand why they're in the game because so many people ask for them. They're not the thing I'm most excited for. I don't really care. I don't really care about the dinosaurs that much because I don't even spend that much time looking at them once I'm done with the park. Now, especially when the game is new, that's not the case. But again, these Mosas look really nice. Also, these babies would still be terrifying because these are like great white shark size plus. Interestingly, this is not the Rebirth Mosa. I assume they don't want to reveal the full 3D model render for that, and as we'll see throughout this trailer, there's an almost intentional lack of Rebirth content being showcased, and I think that is for a later reveal, hopefully not a DLC, because the reason we had expansions for the movies in the past was because they got it got delayed, or the game was released early in the case of Evolution 2, and Evolution 1 released slightly before the movie. Since this is releasing after the movie, I expect at least the majority of film content to be in the game at release, and them not to have just charge extra, but I would be understanding if that were the case because of the insane amount of work that has been put into this game. It would make sense if that was sort of, they needed extra time to fit in the Rebirth content. So as we see these Mosas, we can see our normal steam vents, a huge variety of lagoon rocks. We see some sort of fence down here. It doesn't reach the surface of the lagoon, so it's not like we're dividing between different creatures. I assume it's simply decorative and is made for the ground and we're allowed to place it in the water. I'm not really sure. But anyway, this Mosa looks great, and I love the herding behavior we've seen so far. We have some better herding than we had in the past. Next shot, the Geo, looking great. I really love Geostorkberg now, and I'm really glad it's going to be in this game. One, if you look on the ground textures, by the way, have a wide variety. We have these little rocks. We see these a lot in the trailer, and I think those are really helpful pieces, and I'm glad we have those. Various grasses. This is obviously our desert biome. We have, I can't tell if they're 2 distinct sets yet between the desert and Malta because they look very similar, and I think they might be slightly combined. I really hope we just have the one Mediterranean map because it's my least favorite biome, and I'd rather have other maps, but I know a lot of people like it. So the baby Geo looks great, and this Geo, it's walking. That's the big thing. And it's walking, sorry if I don't sound as excited as I would have yesterday about the big features. Not that I've gotten over that, but my big excitement was yesterday, and everybody's already seen this stuff. We have our shallow water brush. The baby Geo, I love these smooth dinosaurs. He's not as shiny as Albertosaurus, but sometimes the dinosaurs do look a little too shiny. Would love to see some feathering on the babies, though. That would be pretty awesome. Obviously, these pterosaurs by James the Trader. Obviously, these pterosaurs should have feathers. I don't really mind it on the adults, especially in the fictional Jurassic franchise. And they look really good anyways, but it would have been kind of cool to see the pterosaur babies have feathering. And we see another Geo flying around. I love that we have these terracotta roofs, and as we've seen, hey, welcome Mr. Loophole! Jurassic World Evolution 3! The building style is fairly modular. I'm not sure what extent that'll be taken to. We have some more information on that on the Steam page. I hope it's not fully modular like Prehistoric Kingdom, but we clearly also will have preset buildings and various customization capabilities. I don't think it works the way Planet Zoo does, where you're moving pieces around axes like that. But it's very in-depth. The aviary structure looks very similar to Evolution 2. I think this might be a little different. And they do look slightly taller, but it's kind of hard to tell from this camera angle we have. I kind of would like larger aviaries just for the cats. Assumedly, we'll have 2 variants, so. Now we get the shot of the Triceratops. The baby Triceratops look great. Obviously, the actual Jurassic World Triceratops is not an amazing design. It doesn't bother me that much, to be honest. But with the babies, they have the opportunity to put in some creative input, and they look great. I really love this green skin. And you'll notice on the Triceratops, I'm pretty sure these scales are new. Just Frontier adding a little touch to it. Hopefully, we still have the Jurassic Park variant, but I will talk about how I think variants will work later on. And we see a great mix of foliage here. We have a taiga tree, we have new grasses, we have a palm branch, we have the alpine rocks, and then we have an autumn tree and a cherry blossom tree. It looks amazing. Next, we get our first open shot of a park, and oh my gosh, there is so much to break down here. First thing I'm drawn to is this rock wall. Obviously, this is our Mediterranean map, and can I say the color grading looks so much better than the last game. It's not literally like blinding me with just the same colors for hours on ends, and I feel like I could actually maybe build here. Here we have our classic Jurassic Park 3 fence, and we have a new Mediterranean fence. I think the basic fencing works very similar, but dinosaurs can also now be contained by modular structures. I'm not sure how that's going to work in challenge and campaign mode, because why would I not just make an unbreakable enclosure? Dinosaurs seem to have a variety of animations, so maybe there's some fun surprises. Hey, welcome Bronto there. Maybe we will have ways for certain dinosaurs to climb cliffs. That would be awesome. But we'll see. Not really sure how that's going to work. Yeah, this arch is incredible, and I'll talk about the way the rock brush works, but I am both very excited and mildly annoyed at the rock brush because it's so good that I was literally looking at my Arizona park yesterday, and that whole thing I built, like 20+ thousand rocks on a wall. You could do that in 5 seconds in this game. So anyway, we see a variety of trees. I'm a little concerned about the way the foliage is going to work, but I think it'll be fine as long as we have everything individually placeable. So, by the way, I only have an hour to stream right now, so I'm going to have to kind of rush through this. We have classic Malta buildings. Clearly, these are like on the same structure, but they've been modified additionally. Huge variety of plants, some trees coming back from the second game. Graphically, again, very similar to the second game. I don't really mind because of the huge amount of work and upgrades Frontier has done. They've gone really above and beyond, and anything that's lacking is because it's simply impractical for them to add literally everything. I love the way these buildings look. I love that we have pools in the ground. Hopefully those are interactable with the guests. And so yeah, here we have the, look at this. It's an aviary under a stone arch. It's so good. The path tool looks similar to the first game. Maybe there's been some changes, and obviously there's a ton of stuff they're hiding in this trailer. I cannot wait for the hype and the dev diaries and stuff. I love this enclosure with a backstone wall. Here we have the same zipline Jurassic World era building. Here we have a lagoon with a rock arch in the center, still lagoon hatcheries, so hatcheries presumably work very similar to how they did. By the way, this is all pre-alpha footage, so there's still more stuff coming. I wonder if this is something we can create, or a natural part of the landscape. I wonder how much control we have over the coastline. And next we get another shot from an aviary. We see the pteranodons from below. We get to see the sakura trees and our first look at the Japan architecture and bamboo. I'm so excited about having bamboo in this game. I love bamboo plants. And obviously the cool thing about this is that we can place buildings in the aviary. Does this mean we can have guest buildings, or are these just animal shelters? I don't know. And yeah, the species field guides are going to be awesome. I hope there's new attractions for the aviary. I'm going to get to attractions later. But here we have the Jurassic World Pteranodon, which obviously is not a good design, but it looks a little better. I don't know why, but to me it looks, Frontier's done their best to keep it the same design, but make it look a little more biologically plausible. The baby JP3 Pteranodon, which at least confirms that we will have that variant in the game, more or less confirms. And I love the focus on rocks, personally. I really like this new tree. There's just so much stuff in this. I love all these wetland plants we're getting. A bridge. This is presumably placeable as a singular object. Maybe it's modular. I love these prehistoric-looking ground ferns. These rock structures. We have a stream. Guys, there's a stream. The water tool in this game looks amazing. And we'll get to that a little more later. Here's that same ground rock texture. Baby Brachiosaurus looks awesome. There's that same ground rock piece. And here we go, swimming dinosaurs. Obviously, in Rebirth, the water, the land, and the sea is a big focus, so we all presumed we would have swimming dinosaurs. Now we have a deep water brush. This better mean a river tour. There is no confirmation yet of a river tour. I didn't expect there to be yet, but we do have some confirmation of other new attractions. So let's go through this. I love these Japanese buildings. Hopefully we can get more building sets added down the line. I think there's a lot of potential for further development in this game. The monorail tracks look more or less the same. The aviary, I think, is the same size looking at this now. But I love this shot. It looks so good. And mind you, the devs, they suck at building. Look at the stuff that they do in Evolution 2. It looks so bad, like even in the trailers. So if they can build this, imagine what we can do. That's actually my one biggest concern about this game, is that it's too good. It is, it's so good that I'm afraid I'm never going to get anything done building, which is like the reason I didn't mod. Here we have this Triceratops. He's looking really good. I think this might be the male variant, because we got some different patterning. We got patterning on the horns. The baby's patterning looks very great. It's very Frontier, but I still like it. I love these wooden elements in these Japanese-style buildings. I will be building. I have some amazing ideas for builds already. Plesiosaur would be epic. We have Plesiosaurus in Evolution 2, and we actually have several Plesiosaurs, I believe. Baby Stego looks great. First look at the tropical biome. I love these plants, which they do exist, but I don't think they're as large in the second game. Hard to tell much. This palm tree is new. The color grading looks nice, but it's kind of hard to tell. We get some better looks at it later. So here we go. Tropical. New path. I love this path. It's very uneven. So many decorative pieces. The Baryonyx. I love this patterning. Obviously, not everybody loves the Jurassic World Baryonyx, but it looks so good. Everything in this trailer looks so good. Oh, I believe this is a Moses statue, maybe? It could just be another abstract statue. Jurassic World Raptors looking very goofy. Kind of hard to tell much about them. We got some nice plants in the background. He's screaming. Baby Carnotaurus hits the fence, it does nothing. Uneven fences, guys. Come on, Frontier, please stop this. Come on, it's your trailer, be a little neater. More Japanese buildings. Bam, there's the adult Carnotaurus with a new pattern. Here we have the ugly Allosaurus. I'm a little concerned for my friend, the good Allosaurus design, but I think it will be in the game. And here we have a reminiscent of the Jurassic Park. I assume this is a customized version of the Jurassic Park viewing tower. Yoink. I love all the animations. I think the dinosaurs are going to be much more alive, and all the potential for other animations they could add makes me really excited for the crazy amount of work they've done to the dinosaurs. Also, I just noticed there's some purple in this guy, because I haven't watched this trailer in 4K yet. And here we got the T-Rex, looking very similar to Evolution 2, but the babies look great, very similar to Junior in the Lost World. Here we have this tent structure, which many people have said might be the Japanese building set version of the Innovation Center, which I think is highly likely. I love just the elevation, because obviously in Rebirth, the elevation is a big part of the sets and, you know, the Thailand where they filmed, so I think it's going to be great to see that. I love all these ground ferns. The detail is amazing. I really thought this trailer was fake for the first few frames, because I was like, no way. Frontier just is my favorite game developer company, honestly. They're so good at doing what people ask. People always complain, but they still just keep bringing their best work. Do you think they'll keep the old design for Dread and Giga? I'll get to that in just a minute. Near here we have animations for the babies interacting. There's just so much stuff. Also, okay, wait, I just want to listen to this Rex roar because it sounds so good.
Life. Find a way.
Is it just me or does it sound better?
Find a way.
Alright, let's look at the shot. We have some snow in the mountains. I believe this is just the Japan map. Monorail. It looks a little different at the building. I could be going crazy. We got our concrete fence, normal fence. We got pylons, maybe a different zipline building. There's a power station, though, looking very similar to the Evolution 2 variant. I love all the Japanese buildings. There's so many rocks, and they're so easy to place now. Oh, also, new torches. We got fire in the bush. I assume that's just clipping an issue, because the devs built this, so. Can I say I love the logo, because it's reminiscent of the Evolution 1 logo, which I really love, and then it made sense to go to the gold logo for Evolution 2, but this fits the vibe, and I love the greens and blues. This logo looks so good. I love this logo. And also just the general branding of the game so far. Okay, here we go. One, I'm going to look at the UI first. So down here we have camera mode 1 maybe, camera 1. Maybe we have a camera mode changing like in Prehistoric Kingdom, which is what I thought, but it could be something else, I don't know. An undo button, guys. Guys, we have an undo button. There's an undo button. Thank you, Frontier. We have our pre-existing time controls that we had before. We have money, star rating, and the sabotage switch. I believe that's what that is. I wouldn't know. Over here, I love the general UI design. It's a little bit dark in contrast, and this is something that could be changed before we actually see the finished game, because this is pre-alpha. We have so many terrain tools to go through here, and obviously we have all the same general brushes, but we have fall off, slope, contour lines, intensity, radius, also classic devs building without contour lines. And the rocks are auto-generating when you create this really steep cliff. I hope that that is not necessary for the case, because I want to have like hills in my park without rocks spawning everywhere, so I really hope that's something that is toggleable, but this is an amazing feature that makes everything look great, and they rarely look stretched, like they do a little bit here. Obviously that's going to be a little bit of a byproduct, but you could also mask that with individually placeable rocks. This looks great over here in this corner. They're showing the Mediterranean biome a lot. I'm hoping they're doing that to hide other biomes, but I love these trees. Whatever this is, maybe a backup generator or something. We have another lagoon obscured by these coastal cliffs. Oh, I'm gonna do a Western Interior Seaway build. Yeah, that's gonna be awesome. So much stuff here. 2 lagoons. We got this enclosure, looks great. Very Planet Zoo. I love this. This feels like a proper zoo builder if Frontier was allowed to build it, but still being Jurassic World. I love it. Okay, here, one, we have a Spinosaurus statue. This is the Jurassic Park 3 Spinosaurus. Presumably, the Rero Spinosaurus will also be in the game as a variant. And here we can see we have our shallow water, deep water, and remove water. I'm hoping there's a slider for depth on the deep water to allow for... Hey, welcome Legion. He's actually... Multiplayer mode. Glad you mentioned that. There is something kind of like that in this game. Okay, look at this. Waterfall! And one thing people have pointed out is that this does seem to auto-generate foliage. I think that might be something that's selected in the menu. There might be a foliage brush selected. I really hope that water doesn't automatically place foliage, but I don't think it does, because down here we're clearly able to at least remove that. And I think that it wouldn't make sense for that to be an exclusive feature that it's always going to do. But this looks great. Alright, here we go. We get this white shot. And I know people are going to be complaining like crazy about this game, which is ridiculous. Like, I understand if you don't like something, be like, I like this, I don't like this. You can do that. But people are going to, as usual, yell about stuff because they didn't get exactly what they want. But we should respect Frontier for the amazing work they've done. Here's some really tall cliffs. For some reason, this reminds me of the Kobo map in Jedi Fallen, or Jedi Survivor, sorry. We get aviary flags. Are we going to have proper caves? Like, that would be so cool. An underground aviary? Like, what? Modern art sculptures. Tons of new planters. Honestly, the most exciting bit, we got lampposts, we got flags. I love these buildings. For some reason, it reminds me of Chaos Theory, and we're let's go ahead and look at this. We have radius and intensity for all these different kinds of plants and plant removal. Seemingly all biomes in one, which is awesome. Legion voice chat, not right now because I don't have that much time to stream, so I gotta kind of zoom through this whole thing. But later maybe I'll stream again about this. Okay, here's one concern that I have that could be major. Okay, one, this brush automatically places rocks, which is not a concern for me because, to be honest, I'm going to be doing my own exhibits anyways, so I'm going to be using the individually placeable. I swear if this game, Dimetrodon Cave, yeah, that would be awesome. I swear if this game launches without individually placeable trees again, I'd be mad. Well, not mad, but like, that better be added back in the first update if they launch this game without individually placeable trees again, because that's really crucial because I don't want to use this brush everywhere. We got, by the way, dinosaur statues, Stegosaurus and Kylosaurus, about to see a couple more. I love, like, what is this? I want to build some, like, ancient cities now. Like Babylon. Oh my gosh, wait, the aviary's up here. Here's, like, a hotel-looking building. Does this go underground and then you do a viewing dome or something? Oh my gosh. Sorry, Legion. We got Brachiosaurus statue, Gallimimus statue, which there's also a Gallimimus sign. We can basically say they are in the game. And benches. We got nice benches. One, new transport cages is going to look a lot more realistic and avoid ragdoll physics. We get the trikes a lot. I think they're just showing us a few species that we already know. Probably they're not allowed to show rebirth content at this point. Alright, here we go. Species viewer in the hatchery menu. We clearly still have scientists, and the scientists' profiles are AI generated, which for some people are mad about that for some reason, but that's a great use of AI to automatically generate profiles that can never repeat, and that's probably how they worked in the first game too. In the second game, I don't know, I didn't play scientists that much. And so here we can see that it's currently selected a female Triceratops, and then bonk, we switch to the male Triceratops, which has a different pattern, different horns, and taller frill. So this is effectively a variant, which is interesting. And also you can see that you can change the skins. It does say dominant gene, so I'm hoping it's not going to be like, you might get not the skin you want. Or maybe the babies don't have the skin you want. I don't know, we'll see. So, yeah, they're still scientists, obviously not in Sandbox, because I don't think they'd be silly enough to do that again. Also, 12 minutes to hatch a Triceratops, well, closer to 11. 11 minutes to release a Triceratops. It's weird. So, yeah. I wonder if all variants will be the sexual dimorphism, because for 86 species, they have made a baby model, an adult model, and a variant model, which on some species is not really a variant, and it's just a different skin pattern for the male-female variants. But on some things, this doesn't really make sense to me. Like, what about the T-Rex with the feathered skin? How does that work? It means it would transfer the baby, yes, but what if you had Death Valley as a recessive skin, and then you get Death Valley when you want all Amazon rainforest? I don't know, we'll see. And by the way, I like the music in this trailer. Aside from that, what if all the variants work like that? Like, will we have the Rebro Spinosaurus as the male Spinosaurus? That doesn't really make sense because they look so different. But also this would be crazy for them to have two variants of each. And like, think about the Allosaurus. That would work great. You can have both Allosaurus and you need to make 5 models for the Allosaurus. Seemingly all variants have one baby. But that would make sense for the Pteranodon. Obviously not in universe because, you know, in the Jurassic universe that's not how it is. But it's interesting. I'm curious to see how variants would work. I really hope we're not missing variants, because if I'm missing my Allosaurus, then I will literally mod it in. Yeah, I probably might not matter out of challenge and campaign. It better not. Okay, and here we can see, by the way, an amazing exhibit here. And they're placing a medium nest, which looks great. And this, we can see what dinosaurs it highlights. I'm not really sure how this works. Also, looking down here, we have place, back, delete, edit height. Which edit height? What? Rotate, free rotate? Why is there a difference between that? Can you rotate on all 3 axes like you can on the Rock? I don't know. And we have an advanced move mode. Does that work like advanced place in Prehistoric Kingdom? I don't know. And cycle gizmo. I'm really curious what that means. I have no idea. I just did like the YouTuber voice thing, didn't I? That was weird. Also, very minor, sad thing. Dust cloud. Also, are these seed plants over here? They might be. More trikes. Okay, here we go. One, we have this is the first, I think, Jurassic World specific really building that I've seen, and we haven't seen any Jurassic Park stuff really. I think a lot of brand stuff is being hidden. We have Brachiosaurus here, and these are baby Brachies, and they're swimming, or waiting at least. We have lily pads. The rain looks great. This building looks great. This cliff is amazing. I can't wait to build this game. Giant waterfall over here. Big aviary. We finally have the normal innovation center. We have some sort of watchtower. These look like maybe facility buildings. These doors remind me of the Japanese set. We have a lagoon with something in it. And by the way, semi-aquatics. Oh, bye, Bronto there. Good luck, I guess. We have semi-aquatics confirmed for this game, by the way. Log viewing gallery is back. Standard gate is back. Yeah. Okay, here we go. We have some abstract art sculptures. We have maintenance teams. And seemingly all they do is repair and resupply, so assumedly we'll still have normal jeeps and helicopters. You can see we have a threatening dinosaur and a storm warning. We have the Jurassic World flags. We have these big ferns. I love these plants. I can't wait to build with these. So many decorations. I love this path type too, and this plant. Probably the first thing I build in Sandbox is gonna be tropical, funnily enough, because everything I build is tropical. We have steer, accelerate, brake, switch camera, take photo, and open site map. So that's kind of cool. These poor guests are about to run over by an ATV. We have vending machines that are placeable too. And here, yoink, the Rex throws them off the cliff. And one big wide shot. By the way, where's this helicopter going? Because that's totally about to hit that monorail. I actually didn't notice that helicopter before. So we do have helicopters, which I would have assumed. But this is a Jurassic World looking amenity. Basic path going on here. Lots of planters and stuff. Maybe the Japan Visitor Center thing. There's a lot of buildings here. Brachiosaurus is everywhere in this trailer. I really wonder if they were like, yeah, we can only show like these 4 animals in the trailer. You can't stop doing the desert theme. I'm done with desert after all that time. So, here we go. The 21st of October, not that long. Pre-order now. I've already pre-ordered the Deluxe Edition, Steam, Epic Games, PlayStation 5, next-gen consoles and Windows. I know people are going to complain about why isn't it on old-gen consoles? Of course this isn't on old-gen consoles. The last game shouldn't have really been on old-gen consoles, even though I was an old-gen console player for like most of my hours in that game. I acknowledge that it wasn't really made for it, so there's no way this game is going to run on those consoles. And yeah, that is the trailer. So, the next thing I want to look at is actually the website. I tried to look at the Evolution 2 website yesterday, and it said it was under maintenance, so I thought that they would be replacing it with the Evolution 3 website. But no, they actually have their own section of the website, and I haven't gone through this yet. So one, we have cherry blossoms floating across here. We have the T-Rex and the babies in motion. The T-Rex look a little thinner, which generally I don't like shrink-wrapped, but this honestly looks good. Like a Jurassic Park T-Rex. Chomp. Yeah, my mouse. Helicopter, maybe a Biosyn helicopter. We got this watchtower, Pteranodon sitting on it. Pteranodon, or maybe Pterodactylus. I think that's Pteranodon flying over there. We have a crashed ATV with smoke. And we have an egg, a nest with eggs in it, over here. This image looks great. It does look, for some reason, the lighting looks a little AI generated. It's not, but... Also, is this like a papyrus plant, maybe? I don't know. Really cool stuff here. And the deluxe edition version looks great with the flare and the nighttime. That looks great. And so if we look at the prices, it's $75 for deluxe edition and $60 for standard edition. How many DLC creatures will stick, though? I'll get to that in a little bit. Also, people Utah Raptors are in Evolution 2, and they are one of the best creatures in the game. And so they will assumedly be in this game too. And so, well, we'll get to the creature roster in a little bit. But people have already been complaining about the price. Guys, I want you to understand, 8 years ago, Evolution 1 came out, and it was $60 and $70, and Evolution 2 is the same price 3 years later. You know what 3 years of inflation is? So basically the price went down for a way better game. And also, Mr. Loophole, I do think the lighting looks better so far. Hard to tell. Obviously, this is pre-alpha footage, by the way. So, people have been complaining about the price. Come on, guys. You're literally getting a game that is probably 10 times better than the original. Like, this is what the original game promised us in that first trailer. 10 times better for the original for literally the same price for Standard Edition and $5 more than it was for Deluxe Edition. That's insane prices. Like, insanely good. Frontier is awesome. And charging, better than reasonable prices. So, help life find a way, I'm not going to read that. So, release October 21st. I like this website design so far. I will read more in a little bit. There's the announcement trailer. We have features. Let's look at this first. Build your own Jurassic World. Also, this is a great looking Moses skin. We seem to have more variety, and I love that too. And so, construct one. Here we can see in the kind of Las Vegas building set, which Las Vegas, in my opinion, is like the worst city ever. Not really, but it's my least favorite I've been to. And this looks great. Look at this. And look at the moon. Nurture 82. This is for the base game. Awe-inspiring, magnificent dinosaurs, marine, and flying reptiles. Okay. That's the big concern. There are currently 122 species in Evolution 2. We are losing some of those because they now are making like 3 times as many models for the dinosaurs at way higher quality, way better animations. Probably the fighting animations have been improved. And I wouldn't blame them if they aren't, because they've already put so much insane work into this game. So, people are like, okay, we're losing 40 of the least known species. Whatever. I mean, I'm not happy about it, but that's what it is. I think asking for anything else would be ridiculously unreasonable. But my problem is that we're actually losing a lot more than that. Not only are we getting new frontier species, a couple of which we'll see in a minute, but there's assumedly more beyond that, and there's rumors of others. But we will be getting rebirth species, presumably at launch as well, included in that 82. Or it's possible the rebirth update will come a little bit later because they didn't have time to do all that, and they didn't even tell them about all the rebirth stuff until later. And first free update will be... Also, Mr. Loophole, the blight of the Asian stegosaurs might be gone. I doubt they will remove Utah Raptor. So, what's going on with that? I kind of now hope that the rebirth species are missing, which means that we are only losing like 40 or so. Like, what rebirth species do we have? We have the 2 mutants. I'm not counting variants. 2 mutants, Titanosaurus, Aqualops, which will probably replace Microceratus in this game, which is really funny to me that we will, again, not have Microceratus. What other species are new? 2 mutants, Titanosaurus, Aqualops, possibly Mosasauri. Archelon will almost certainly be in the game. I'm pretty sure I saw it in the trailer. What could have been Archelon. At least, yeah. And, oh my gosh, why can I not remember any of the new rebirth species? Possibly Diabloceratops, not counting variants. Also, the Carnotaurus in the trailer. So this is the Rebirth Funko Pop Carnotaurus. And Funko Pop normally only does in film species. So this was a reason that we think Carnotaurus might be in the game. Does this coloration, not to you, look a little bit like this guy? Could we get the camouflaging Carnotaurus? I don't know. Interesting. So yeah, we don't actually have that many new species in Rebirth, but at least a few. Yeah, thanks. I like this wallpaper. And manage, here we can see the deluxe gold chrome skin for the ATV, which is just awesome. There's actually multiple new skins. Here we can get a look at the baby raptor, which looks great, but the main thing I'm excited about is actually this Velociraptor skin. This looks really cool and way better than any of the Velociraptor skins in Evolution 2. I can't really tell, but I think they look a little bit better than Jurassic World Raptors normally do. It does have more red on the Funko Pop, but it could be a different skin. I'm not really sure. Guide. And also, I don't really trust the accuracy of the colors on the Funko Pop. I mean, you know. Okay, so we're going to get 86 species at release, down from, if that's with Deluxe, down from 122. Juvenile dinosaurs, which is cool. Advanced behaviors. A lot of this stuff is on the Steam page, too. So, creativity evolved. We'll click on that in a second. So, look, we get kind of a preview on how modular stuff might work. I'm not really sure, but it looks like we have a base building that we then place stuff around. I'm going to go ahead and click on this. So, groundbreaking. Yeah. Revolutionary tools to a park appearance, expands out-of-the-box designs, powerful territory tools, groundbreaking construction. This is also deluxe content, and no, this is the pre-order bonus, Alan Grant's dig site. D-Rex could be light gray. Well, we have seen some renders of it in the lights. It's more of a tan brown color on trading cards and such. The terraforming is awesome. The power to fully sculpt your park is now in your hands. Striking landscapes. Remove the need for fences and construct naturalistic enclosure for your dinosaur using steep slopes and pits to keep dinosaurs away from guests. That's awesome. It probably means no path visibility, because otherwise in challenge mode, what would be the point if you could just put all the dinosaurs in a pit? Yeah, I think you're right. I think we have kind of a base that has a function, and we add on to it with various bits and bobs and decorations. Social creativity. Okay, we are getting in-game park sharing. Browse the Frontier Workshop for the latest creations. So we basically have the Steam Workshop, but in-game, and I believe this is cross-platform too, and you can share your parks back and forth to work on it. That's going to be amazing. So sign up and receive an email exclusive at ATV at launch. Oh, I'll do that. Another ATV skin. We haven't seen anything on the Jeeps yet. Genetic inheritance. Bioengineering returns in Jurassic Evolution 3. Select traits for your synthesized dinosaurs to make them hardier or increase their fertility for them to pass down to their offspring. Juvenile dinosaurs inherit their parents' appearance and traits. So they will not have different skins. That's kind of cool. I'm interesting to see how that works. Provide them with correct support, and you'll successfully rear them into adults. I wonder if you can fail to do that. Oh, they have their own needs too. That's going to be annoying in campaign. Over 70 family units. I saw somewhere else it said 75 is the number. Presumably that either discludes really small species or the hybrids. I think it's probably the hybrids and mutants, because we have Protoceratops, which is pretty small. Yeah, I will be signing up for that. I want that skin. Okay, so this is the page we were just on, I believe. Yeah. Creativity evolved. That's where we just were. Campaign. So we have a new campaign mode with 5 different locations. Japan, China, 2 in the US. I don't remember where the other one is. But it's basically an Evolution 1 style campaign. You know, it'd be really funny, Mr. Loophole. What if there's a funny thing where if an Allosaurus gets in a fight with a Stegosaurus, it can go infertile? That'd be really funny. Nice reference. Travel around the globe, navigating the conflict of human interest and rival factions at the heart of dinosaur conversations. I really hope we get our Dr. Dua, George Lambert, and what's his name, Isaac, back, because they're awesome. And please, Cabot Finch. Cabot Finch. I really doubt we have an Iowa map, but we'll see. Hey, welcome. So yeah, Jeff Goldblum's back. Park manager, dinosaur integration network. So basically, they're just making up lore that parks are now being built. The lore is very similar to Evolution 2's because they're clearly have more freedom with this. I'd be interested to see if the campaign will include anything about the disease killing out the dinosaurs and it being incredibly hard to care for them to tie into. Why do you never want to see Dr. Dua again? What's wrong with Dr. Dua? Keep Cabot? Yeah, we better keep Cabot. I'm gonna pre-order the game if Cabot Finch isn't in it. And so yeah, this campaign's gonna be awesome because it's non-linear. And yeah, I wonder. I'm still on the DX boat. I'm pretty, semi-confident that's what the disease is in the film, so I wonder if we can see that at the end of the campaign. Choose your path, complete objectives, make key narrative decisions to earn or lose reputation. Hopefully we have a little bit more choice with this. We seem to be taking some elements from the Malta campaign, too. Create a global network. Multi-act story, jumping in and out of different global locations and parks as you create an international network of facilities for dinosaurs. Work to research new technologies in a tech tree shared across your parks, and carefully manage your organization in the face of sabotage. Cool. Control the chaos. I haven't seen this image yet. This is a good T-Rex skin. And park management tools. So we have new park management stuff. Set up your site to run as efficiently as possible. I assume we're going to have large parks, which is why we need these little vehicles that can move around in spaces that we no longer have hitboxes in. Mr. Loophole, read the book, The Lost World novel. Why is Dr. Dua evil? Well, I guess all the heads of divisions are, but Dr. Dua is less evil than George Lambert was, who's just releasing the Edmontosaurus on your guest in the first mission. So yeah, maintenance team presumably will still have jeeps. Dive into data from around your park for areas of improvement. Arm yourself with this data to increase your overall park rate. Multiple metrics, guest comfort to income, meet the specific requirements of your clients. I don't really care that much about the management stuff. But cool for the people who like that. Exciting new attractions. Balloon tour. Dinosaur encounter. So that's 2 new ones. Maybe this is a stretch. I want the river tour. Maybe this is a stretch. But if they're tying into the Rebirth theme, land, sea, and sky, we now have a new land attraction. We have an air attraction. Maybe we have a new water attraction, such as the river tour, or like a lagoon thing. Who knows? Prepare for the inevitable. Expanded detection and response systems, including watchtower, security cameras, and the introduction of the ATV maintenance and repair team. And we'll have bunkers again, of course. So yeah, that's some pretty cool stuff. And now we are back to the same page. So let's first look at features. That's where we are. Game modes. Campaign, sandbox, challenge. Those are the only ones confirmed. So campaign, that's basically what we just read. By the way, this image looks awesome. I love this path, and also this path, and also this map, and the bamboo, and everything. This looks so good. Sandbox, build and manage your ultimate Jurassic World. Use Jurassic World Evolution 3's impressive suite of creative tools to design and construct your dream prehistoric park. Sorry for any background sound right now. There's other people here. So yeah, we are going to have sandbox like normal, and challenge mode. Seemingly there's no chaos theory. I don't mind missing it. Hope pterosaurs can interact with balloons. I really hope so, and I think that's semi-likely. Put your skills as park manager to the test and attempt to overcome a series of challenging scenarios. Nobody cares about challenge mode. Also, I don't know if this was a mistake that the text just runs onto the image. It looks fine. They did kind of put a shadow behind it, so I think that's probably intentional. But it doesn't on the others. So, yeah. News and media. Let's see what's on here. Just kind of releasing then. I'm going to go ahead and bookmark this. Wink. There's not really much here that we haven't seen. Oh, here we can go ahead and talk about the extra stuff. So this is the pre-order bonus, the Badlands set. It's just an ATV skin. And blueprints for the workshop. So there will be preset buildings. Yeah, no, but we have extra guests here right now. That's why it's louder than normal. and you get 31 Badlands scenery items. And the deluxe edition includes all that stuff too. But we also get 53 scenery items, and a Lux Mosasaurus skin, which seems to have multiple different colors, and 3 ATV skins, including this red one and the chrome gold one. And we get 4 new species, 2 of which are the returning Concavinator and Thanos Draken. People are mad about this, but honestly, I understand. I don't really mind, especially since so many things are being cut, and we're getting new variants of those, including the juveniles and the sexual dimorphism variants, which include more quills and a different shape. The Protoceratops and the Guanlong, which looks awesome. That makes me think if Guanlong is in the game, Proceratosaurus probably is not, thankfully. And Thanos looking great as always. And, yeah. Oh, and there's a Vegas ATV skin. I wonder if that's the gold one. And over 70 species can breed. What I do wonder is, you know, obviously they put insane work into the into this game, so they obviously had to cut a lot of species. I wonder if maybe we will get the others added back, because I'm sure they want them to be in the game. People will probably be mad if they charge them for that, unless it was like, here's one update that includes every missing species, but there's no way they can make 50 species with multiple variants for a single normal price LED. Diplocaulus, that's honestly fairly likely. The semi-aquatics, I don't think they'll be able to go into the lagoons. I think it'll be simply things that can go into the deep water, like crocodiles, maybe Diplocaulus, Sarcosuchus. I find that likely. And, so yeah, let's look at this picture. We have word written on this building. Let's see what it says. That does say Innovation Center. So yes, this is the Innovation Center. Cross-platform sharing. Shared download parks, dinosaur enclosures, and scenery creations for thriving global communities. I wonder if we'll have modular groups, like in other games. It's a good question. I wouldn't know the answer. So yeah, we get just a lot of the same information we've had before. And so in October, that's less of a marketing cycle than Evolution 2 had. Also, nobody cares about the Monolophosaurus due to Guanlong being cooler and feathered. That's not true. Monolophosaurus is a very different animal than Guanlong. It's like multiple times the size, and debatably cooler. I don't think Monolophosaurus will be cut because it is a canon species and fairly well liked. I also don't think we're getting the hybrids cut again, just because that leaves them no opportunity to add them back, because, gosh, that would be quite... Wow, so we do have a frontier unlocked on this soon. I will be watching that when it happens, because obviously there'll be lots of information. Yeah, that seems to be it. So let's see if there's anything on the Steam page that we didn't see. We have basically the same images. I cannot wait for all the news up to the release of this. And, yeah, we get more or less the same information. This is something people are mad about, the scientists' avatars being AI, which, duh, that's how it works, and that's perfectly normal way to generate something that works again and again. Like, how do you expect a game to never repeat and just have thousands of profiles regenerated? Why? I hope that creates some funny mods, though. Steam creators have reviewed. Okay. Where was... I think that said no mods. I can't find it, but there was a banner on here that said that there's the anti-modify or whatever it's called. And basically that means that at least when the game releases, there will be no mods. I'm pretty sure that was the case on the last game too. Hopefully that's something they get rid of. Which, honestly, I don't blame them, because there will be issues with like the day one patch and the first couple updates that they want to get rid of before they allow people to mod the game. That's perfectly reasonable. But I'm fairly confident you'll be able to mod later on. I don't see any reason why they would not do that. It doesn't matter to them. It just makes their game less popular. So,
of nature.
Yeah, that's kind of the game. So, what do you guys want to talk about? Because I can stream for like a few more minutes before I have to leave. But I was glad we got to talk about this because I'm so excited for Jurassic World Evolution 3. I can't wait to see all the Rebirth content and all that stuff. I'm more excited for this than I am for Rebirth, to be honest. And I'm really excited for Rebirth. I'm going to the premiere. So yeah, anything else you guys want to talk about? Any questions in the chat? I'll wait just a minute.
Within this chaos.
Could definitely talk about this more. I just really hope we have normal Allosaurus. It is a shame to lose all the species. I do wonder which ones could be lost. If we had more time, I'd go through the list and find what I think is most likely to be cut. Also, it's just me, but the metallic grain on here. Hey, welcome to the stream. Unfortunately, we're about to end the stream. This looks like kind of a rain pattern. I don't know if that's intentional, but it's kind of cool. Future DLCs. Kind of hard to say because I don't know what's going to be actually included in the launch. There's so much potential there. Yeah, I don't really know what to expect future DLC-wise if I don't know what's already in the game by launch. What dinos do you want in the next game? As far as New Frontier dinosaurs, so obviously I want the new Rebirth species, but because so many are already being cut, I don't really want that many new species. Obviously, we're already getting Protoceratops and Guanlong. Protoceratops is probably my really only top requested species. I'd love to see some new, less well-known dinosaurs, maybe from some underrepresented groups. Shantungosaurus, because it's one of my favorite dinosaurs. It's on the channel banner. I don't know. I'd kind of rather have our old species back than get a ton of new ones that I don't really care about. And I don't have super high requests. Obviously, for semi-aquatics, I want a big crocodile. Some Paleozoic animals would be cool, but hopefully, honestly, if there's Paleozoic stuff, I want it to be exclusively for DLCs because I don't want it to be taking the slots that's already in this game, and I think that would be great to just add later on. Yeah. Well, I wonder if Sinosauropteryx will be in the game. I mean, think about how much work they did. Evolution 1... Oh, Plateosaurus, I want that too. Evolution 2 released with every species from Evolution 1 with all DLCs, except for the hybrids, of course, but that's because people didn't want them. And then they got mad when they added them back. So...
Genetic power across continents. Now it is up to us.
Yeah. They do have a lot of potential depending on how the mechanic works. Yeah, if we get Paleozoic species, honestly, I'd like to wait for free updates and DLCs. Like, imagine if this game gets 4 years of development. Imagine how huge it could be. Just think about it. It's crazy.
Find a way.
Alright, guys, I'm about to end the stream unless there are any more questions. That's it for today. Thank you all for dropping in to talk about this game. I'm so excited. Oh, Eoraptor would be awesome. I doubt it because, you know, we already have things that fit that mold. Segisaurus, Cospagnathus, and us paleo fans, we know the difference, and to us, they're very different things. But to the general audience, I don't think it's as high as a priority for Frontier as some new group of animals. But we'll see. I don't know why it says I should watch Dominion. That's a bad idea. So, yeah, thank you all for dropping into the stream today. Smilodon is canon. Meg was in the last game. I doubt we'll have Smilodon at release. Hiding Cenozoics at this point would be a strange choice. So, yeah, thank you all for dropping in.